Welcome to Celestial Zodiac. Today we're exploring Jupiter, the largest planet in our solar system and a true giant among the stars. Jupiter is more than 11 times the width of Earth, and its swirling bands and great red spot have fascinated astronomers for centuries. Because of its massive size and powerful magnetic field, Jupiter is often called a guardian planet, shielding the inner solar system from incoming debris. Jupiter takes about 12 years to orbit the Sun, spending roughly one full year in each zodiac sign. In astrology, Jupiter represents growth, opportunity, expansion, wisdom, and long-term direction. It's the planet of abundance. It's the part of us that seeks meaning, exploration, and higher understanding. Jupiter influences our optimism, our belief systems, our sense of purpose, and the faith we carry into our lives. It shows where we're supported, where life opens up for us, and where we can experience luck, blessings, or breakthrough moments. The name Jupiter comes from the Roman king of the gods, who was a symbol of authority, justice, knowledge, and divine guidance. The Greeks called him Zeus. He ruled Mount Olympus, and his lightning bolts brought truth, clarity, and awakening. Over time, astrologers connected this mighty planet with philosophy, learning, travel, spiritual growth, and the search for something greater than ourselves. Collectively, when Jupiter changes signs, it shifts global perspectives, influencing cultural trends, belief systems, education, and what society considers meaningful or possible. In fire signs, it expands passion and purpose. In earth signs, it builds stability and long-term success. In air signs, it spreads ideas and innovation. And in water signs, it deepens intuition, compassion, and emotional wisdom. In this video, we'll explore how Jupiter expresses itself in each zodiac sign. It explores how your growth, optimism, worldview, and opportunities expand as this magnificent planet journeys from Aries all the way to Pisces. When Jupiter enters Aries, growth comes through courage, action, and taking bold initiative. Opportunities expand when people step into leadership, trust their instincts, and pursue new beginnings. Their wisdom is gained through first-hand experience, such as learning by doing rather than overthinking. In interactions, they inspire others with confidence, enthusiasm, and pioneering ideas. The challenge here is impatience or overestimating their abilities, especially when rushing ahead too quickly. When passion is paired with steady direction, Jupiter in Aries becomes a powerful force for breakthroughs, self-discovery, and fearless expansion. When Jupiter moves into Taurus, growth comes through stability, patience, and long-term effort. Opportunities arise from building something real, practical, and sustainable. Wisdom comes slowly but deeply rooted in lived experience and strong values. They learn by grounding big ideas into tangible results and trusting the process rather than forcing outcomes. In interactions, they offer calm assurance and steady encouragement. The challenge is resisting change or clinging too tightly to comfort. When flexibility supports their perseverance, Jupiter in Taurus becomes a prosperous, reliable, and deeply grounded energy for growth. When Jupiter enters Gemini, growth comes through curiosity, communication, and open-minded exploration. Opportunities expand when people ask questions, share ideas, and embrace learning in all forms. Wisdom is found through conversation, study, reading, and mental experimentation. In interactions, they're lively, witty, and full of versatile insight. The challenge is scattering energy across too many interests or becoming overwhelmed by information. When focus meets their natural curiosity, Jupiter in Gemini becomes an endlessly adaptable guide for knowledge, connection, and intellectual expansion. When Jupiter moves into Cancer, growth comes through emotional awareness, intuition, and nurturing connections. Opportunities arise from caring for others, creating security and honoring personal history or family roots. Wisdom is gained through empathy, memory, and emotional depth. They learn by following their inner guidance and understanding the emotional currents around them. In interactions, they're compassionate, protective, and supportive. The challenge is taking on too much emotionally or becoming overly cautious. When boundaries balance their sensitivity, Jupiter in Cancer becomes a healing, generous energy that expands through love, belonging, and emotional wisdom. When Jupiter enters Leo, growth comes through creativity, confidence, and self-expression. Opportunities expand when people take pride in their talents and step into roles that let them shine. Wisdom is gained through bold experiences, artistic exploration, and embracing joy as a guiding force. In interactions, they're warm, generous, and uplifting, inspiring others with enthusiasm and heart. The challenge is leaning too much on ego or seeking validation to feel worthy. When humility supports their natural charisma, Jupiter in Leo becomes a radiant, empowering energy that expands through passion, leadership, and authentic self-expression. When Jupiter moves into Virgo, growth comes through discipline, service, and practical improvement. Opportunities arise from refining skills, paying attention to detail, and helping others in meaningful ways. Wisdom is gained through careful observation, analysis, and steady, thoughtful effort. They learn best by breaking big goals into manageable steps and finding purpose in everyday routine. In interactions, they're reliable, organized, and insightful. The challenge lies in overthinking or striving for perfection at the expense of progress. When self-compassion softens their high standards, Jupiter in Virgo becomes a powerful source of mastery, clarity, and purposeful growth. When Jupiter enters Libra, growth comes through partnership, balance, and social harmony. Opportunities expand when people work collaboratively, build strong relationships, and seek fairness in all things. Wisdom is gained through diplomacy, listening, and understanding multiple perspectives. They learn best through shared experiences and meaningful conversations. In interactions, they're charming, cooperative, and naturally persuasive. The challenge is indecision or placing too much emphasis on pleasing others. When confidence strengthens their sense of justice, Jupiter in Libra becomes a graceful, uplifting energy that expands through connection, beauty, and mutual understanding. When Jupiter moves into Scorpio, growth comes through transformation, emotional depth, and uncovering hidden truths. Opportunities arise when people face their fears, release what no longer serves them, and embrace profound change. Wisdom is gained through introspection, intensity, and powerful personal evolution. They learn best by diving beneath the surface and exploring life's mysteries. In interactions, they're magnetic, observant, and deeply intuitive. The challenge lies in secrecy or holding on to emotional weight for too long. When trust and vulnerability support their strength, Jupiter in Scorpio becomes a force of regeneration, insight, and life-changing growth. When Jupiter enters Sagittarius, growth comes through exploration, adventure, and a hunger for meaning. This is Jupiter's home sign, where opportunities expand rapidly through travel, learning, risk-taking, and embracing the unknown. Wisdom is gained through experience, philosophy, and seeing the bigger picture. They learn by asking questions, seeking truth, and following inspiration wherever it leads. In interactions, they're optimistic, humorous, and open-hearted. The challenge is overextending themselves or promising more than they can deliver. When focus supports their natural enthusiasm, Jupiter in Sagittarius becomes a bold, inspiring force that expands through freedom, discovery, and faith in possibility. When Jupiter moves into Capricorn, growth comes through discipline, responsibility, and long-term planning. Opportunities arise from commitment, structure, and steady progress toward meaningful goals. Wisdom is gained through perseverance, experience, and overcoming challenges with patience and strategy. They learn best by turning ambition into concrete action and building success step by step. In interactions, they're dependable, mature, and quietly confident. The challenge lies in taking on too much or becoming overly cautious. When optimism balances their practical nature, Jupiter in Capricorn becomes a powerful energy for achievement, mastery, and long-lasting growth. When Jupiter enters Aquarius, growth comes through innovation, originality, and breaking away from outdated patterns. Opportunities expand through new ideas, technology, friendship networks, and progressive thinking. Wisdom is gained by questioning norms, embracing individuality, and seeing the world from unique angles. They learn best through experimentation, collaboration, and visionary insight. In interactions, they're open-minded, inventive, and intellectually stimulating. The challenge lies in emotional detachment or resisting traditions simply for the sake of rebellion. When compassion balances their independence, Jupiter in Aquarius becomes a catalyst for change, awakening, and collective progress. When Jupiter moves into Pisces, growth comes through intuition, compassion, spirituality, and emotional understanding. Jupiter traditionally rules Pisces, making its energy gentle, expansive, and deeply soulful here. Opportunities arise through creativity, healing, empathy, and trusting a larger flow. Wisdom is gained through dreams, symbols, emotional depth, and connection to the unseen. They learn best through imagination, feeling, and spiritual exploration. In interactions, they're kind, accepting, and quietly inspiring. The challenge is escapism or absorbing too much from others. When clarity supports their sensitivity, Jupiter in Pisces becomes a beautifully healing force that expands through love, faith, and divine intuition. As Jupiter travels through the zodiac, it reminds us of our capacity to grow, to expand, and to see life through a wider lens. Every year, this giant planet shifts its focus, changing the way we seek opportunity, meaning, and long-term direction. When Jupiter is in fire signs, faith and passion rise. In earth signs, we build stability and purpose. In air signs, ideas open new horizons. And in water signs, our wisdom deepens through intuition and compassion. These cycles shape our collective outlook, influencing our beliefs, our optimism, and the possibilities we're willing to pursue. Understanding Jupiter helps us align with growth instead of resisting it, recognize opportunities when they appear, and trust that there is something larger guiding our path. Whether your Jupiter is bold like Aries, steady like Taurus, curious like Gemini, or intuitive like Cancer, remember every placement offers its own path to expansion. There is no single way to grow or find purpose. There are only different roads that lead us toward wisdom, abundance, and a deeper understanding of ourselves. Thanks for watching Jupiter in the Zodiac. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share it with fellow stargazers. And stay tuned. Next, we'll explore Saturn and how this powerful planet shapes discipline, responsibility, and the lessons that define our maturity.